Greetings, Cleveland, and welcome to Creative Focus, the show that illuminates some of Cleveland's most talented and creative artists across the genres of dance, film, music, theater, and visual arts. I'm your host, Cornell Calhoun III, and I'm thrilled to have as my guest today, actress, director, entrepreneur, Miss Ashley Aquilla. Ashley, welcome to Creative Focus. Girl, let's chop it up.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. I can't remember the last time we were together. It probably was, I know we did a Zoom for Black History Month, City of Cleveland Black History Month. That may have been the last time. So that would have been maybe 2021. Yeah.
21?
Yeah.
That's a long
2021.
time.
Yeah, a long time ago.
How you
Good
doing?
to see you. Looking good. Yeah, you looking good too. You know,
Thank
that's
you.
how you start the show. You know what I'm saying? So, talk about this new addition to the family. You got a new addition to the family. Congratulations.
Thank you. My wife and I just had a beautiful, juicy baby boy. His name is Blaze. He's 5 months old, and he's just a handful, and he's just a bunch of love.
Is there? What does Blaze mean? Where did you get that name from? Blaze. I like that. I might use that in one of my films. Blaze.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said that. We recently had a naming ceremony for him. And just personally, it just means trailblazer for us and a leader of his own path. So we're just hoping for that for him. So,
okay. So you are a big time director and actress, and let's talk about your day job, because you did some work for me. Talk about that day job.
Okay, that's my other baby. Yep. I am co-owner of SignGypsiesCleveland. Nigel Sullivan, my wife and business partner, also owns Sign Gypsies. We started in 2017. We are an indoor and outdoor yard greeting company, and our motto is to spread joy. We have been spreading joy since 2017, yard by yard, event by event, birthday, holiday, any celebration, anything you can think of, we accommodate, and we love our signs. We put the love and the hard work into it, and it shows.
So if someone wanted to get in touch with you regarding a sign, how would they do that?
All social media, SignGypsiesCleveland. Also, they can get in touch online, SignGypsies.com to book or reach me personally.
The signs are fabulous, because I use, I remember for Food Truck Friday, we did. Man,
you kept us busy.
Y'all kept me busy.
You got us on and popping.
Okay, so let's talk about your artistic endeavors. How did all this come to pass?
Oh, Mr. Calhoun, I love telling this story.
Well,
okay.
Tell it.
So Mr. Calhoun and I used to work in the same building. Our family ran a home health care agency, GAPI. And my sister ran the office, and she is the outgoing one with all the charisma. She's the host. She's she went to school for theater. So, you and her had that in common, and you would talk all the time, and you would say, I'm gonna get you on one of my shows, Eunice. I'm gonna get you in one of my shows. So my sister packed up her family, moved to Georgia, and you and I were talking, and you said, man, I am disappointed that I didn't get a chance to use Eunice in one of my shows and get her on stage. And I was like, I could do it. Try me. Do you remember this?
Yeah, vaguely.
And so you had a reading. You were directing a reading festival at Karamu House. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And you said, well, come out to the audition. And you didn't believe I was going to come. You didn't believe, okay, kid. So I went, and I remember Karamu House just seeming so big, and just so...
elegant.
Yes.
Magnificent.
Yes, all of those things.
And all the ghosts of the past were there.
I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you feel when you walk into Karamu. Yeah.
Exactly. And I was as nervous as I could be, just shaking like a leaf, reading that little paper. And you didn't call me for your play, but someone else called me for their reading. And I kid you not, Mr. Calhoun, I have been given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity because of you. And so anytime anyone ever asks me, I say, Mr. Calhoun.
So what do you enjoy most about performing, Ashley? Because you got two hats. You not only do you act, but you also direct. But in the performing aspect of it, what do you enjoy most?
The connection. I think it's a conversation between the actor and the audience, and the energy that you feel. It's something like no other, and that's what I love about it. Just the dance that you go back and forth, and every night is different and it's exciting, and if you give it your all, then and just leave it all there, whoever takes from it, and it's exciting for me. I love it.
Tell me about one of your most memorable performances, a time when you performed and you knew you nailed it. You had it by the throat. You broke a leg, as we say in the theater.
Okay.
So many, huh?
That's a great question. I'm teeter-tottering between two, but I'll mention Incendiaries, because I think that was a very important piece, because it kind of catapulted my interest into activism and using art to be an activist for just social change and equality. But anyway, it was about the Huff riots in '66, and I wouldn't say I nailed it as far as the way in which I nailed it. After we would have a talk back, and you would hear the audience reactions, and they got it. You know, people, we talked to police officers, to councilmen, politicians, teachers. We talked to all sorts of people that came to see the show, and they all gave a perspective that just made them, you know, go back to that time in the 60s and evaluate where their perspective, you know, influences how they live today. So I think that's what I'd have to say is what made me feel like, oh, I got it. I nailed it to be a part of that. So that was it.
Incendiary. Where was that produced at?
At Cleveland Public Theater by Pandora Robertson. We took stories from newspaper clippings, old transcripts from the courthouse, interviews from people just from all over the city, and we kind of compiled it into a devised piece.
Okay. So what is the audition process like for you? Or are you at that point now where you don't have to audition? People just call you and say, hey, Ashley, I want you to play this role.
I wish they would call me. Call me. No, I think everybody is nervous during the audition process, which is, you know, of course you're nervous.
Right.
But
Exactly.
So I remember going to the National Black Theater Festival in North Carolina, and I went to an audition workshop. And the best piece of advice that I got from the panelists was to walk into the room and take a couple of seconds or moments to gather yourself and center yourself and regain control. Because nerves are always going to be flying, and you done already told the people in the hallway to go home because this part is yours. But then once you get in that room, everything just goes crazy in your head. So take a couple of seconds, turn around if you have to, gather yourself, and then when you're ready to go. So
wow, that's cool. Yeah. I never even thought about that. Yeah. That is a good tip for auditions. Yeah, if I have auditioned for anything again, I'll use it. You know,
Mr. Calhoun says that. Excuse me, Mr. Calhoun says that because he gets the phone calls. You get
the phone calls too.
I get a couple.
And so I want to take a look at a clip of you in the play SugarBelle.
Oh.
You played Ludi.
Ludi Belle.
Ludi Belle. Let's take a look. Ashley as Ludi Belle in SugarBelle.
Had a dream I was at the big house again last night, SugarBelle.
and we was entertaining the Southern Tins of Petersburg, Virginia. I was wearing this pretty royal blue dress with a white collar and a big old sash that tied in the back. Oh, we was all dressed alike for the occasion. Of course, it was me and you and Sophie Parker, Kay Bass, Janie Farlow, Lulu Waters, and Nana. And so we was all serving them white folks. Their mistress say to me, Ludy Belle, I do believe all dear guests, the Southern Tins of Petersburg, Virginia, would like to sample some of Miss Nana's extraordinary sugar cakes from our sugar cane of SugarBelle plantation. So I start serving all those white folks, and I look up, and all y'all was looking at me, Miss Ludy Belle Faye. Oh, SugarBelle, the big house is a divine place indeed.
You keep on dreaming, Ludy. And you stop that roaming. Now go on, put on your dress.
Yes.
You're gonna look real pretty. I gotta get back up to the big house. Mr. Fancy Pants be looking for me.
I seen him, that fancy fellow,
Seen him where?
right here. He come here all the time. He say if I let him.
Fancy Pants gonna be seeing hell sooner than he thinks.
I love you, SugarBelle. Miss Ludy Belle gonna wear her new dress at the big house.
And that was an extraordinary performance by you.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
We
it
had a
was.
good time.
So what type of director appeals to you? And I say that because, I went through a transition in terms of performing. Like I came from old school where the directors told you to go right, go left, sit here, stand here. And then once I auditioned for a piece, I think it was King Hedley II at Karamu, I had a director, Carolyn Jackson Smith, who gave you more freedom. And it was awkward for me for a while because I was used to being told everything to do. And she basically said, hey, it's on you. So what type of director appeals to you?
As an actor or as
an actor?
As an actor.
We'll talk about that directing stuff later.
Okay, that's the juicy part. As an actor, I like a director who listens and who uses what you give them to enhance what you have. And that is also the type of director that I try to be. But someone who just, and I like an acting director. I do, because they just get it and they know how to explain it to you in a way in which you understand, so you can skip a lot of steps. No, do it like this. Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's not do it like me, but it's like, this is what I'm trying to emote out of you right now. Okay, I got you. Let's do this. So that's the kind of director I like.
I think the best directors were actors, and they're more appreciative of an actor. For example, like I've had directors who have you on set at 2:00 and you don't even get on until 3. Well, if you've been an actor, you're very, and turn to a director, you're very conscious of that, and you're not gonna schedule somebody to come at 5:00 and you don't need them till 6:30.
Yep.
Where someone who hasn't experienced that, and believe me, I've experienced it a lot. If you haven't experienced that, you may be oblivious to that kind of thing. So that's important.
Yeah.
If you had a dream character, if you could play anyone, who would it be?
Mr. Calhoun, do you know, anytime you want me to be in a play, what's the first thing that you say to me? And you might say this to the other actors too, but what do you say to me?
I don't know.
You say, I got a part for you.
Oh, okay. Do I? Okay.
Yeah, you say that
All right.
because you write with a person in mind.
Sure.
That's the kind of part I want. I could say some August Wilson play or something else, but no, I want a piece that was written for me by someone who wants to tell this fantastic story. And, they know what I can do, and they can, see me, and they write these words knowing that I'm able to do it. I think that it would be fun for me and exciting because I've been with so many productions at this point from beginning to end, from even coming to the office when we used to work in the same building. I got this play I want you to read. And it goes from that to, okay, I revised it, now read it again, to now we're about to produce this play. That's what I want to be a part of. That's my dream play, always, just to be with something homegrown and local.
Yeah, well, Ludi Bell was written for you. Mm-hmm. And then Longwood, Lady A was written for you.
See?
So, I've already did that. Tell me some performers that you admire.
Performers?
Yeah, performers that you admire, whether in TV or whether in theater.
I want to stay local again. You, of course, are one of my favorite actors. I also love the work. That's a good question. I have to go with India Burton. She's a friend of mine, but like I told you, I came in as a novice, no training, no experience, nothing. And I've been able to work with some extraordinary people in this industry. And India has been trained immensely, and she is my peer, and I admire her and I look up to her for her training and for her dedication, and the way she attacks a role is just really awesome to watch. And she dissects the scene and she gives a backstory, and she really dives into it. And that's the type of actor that I like to be. So that's one of my favorite actors.
One of your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see what you've learned. We're going to take a look at Ashley in Court Square, Talladega, Alabama. Also produced downstairs, well, I shouldn't say downstairs, it's at City Hall, Rotunda.
That's a good one.
We entered Woolworth through the double doors, and we filled the lunch counters right before noon rush. We made it. I'll never forget that feeling. I felt better that day than I felt my whole life, just sitting there. Tall, white patron. She started to gather, and they started whispering at us. And the blonde waitress with a name tag said Molly on it ran to the back. Then the manager, a redhead, kindly told us we could not sit at the counter. Maybe assuming we was all incoming freshmen and ain't no better. When we refused, she got angry. She screamed, "I said you can't eat here, get out!" But Eric Hall, he smiled and said, "We're hungry." Said, "We're ready and want to order." She raced off to the payphone to call the sheriff. By then, the TV and news people were already alerted by the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, and they were filming and taking photos. Later, they'd sell those photos to the larger TV and news outlets. Within minutes, we heard the sirens. Patients began screaming at us, calling us names, pouring ice, water, sugar, salt on our heads. Sheriff Brody and his deputies began dragging us out. Cameras rolling, and into the vans. Talladega, Alabama is the new Greensboro, North Carolina.
I think that piece shows your diversity as a performer too. It spotlights you big time. So, what do you think separates you from other performers? What makes you that wanna cast actress that a director can see?
Oh, I mean it. I work hard, and it's not a game, you know. It's not for fun. It's fun, but I can't describe it any other way than to say that I mean it. I become a part of the full production, and it's also about the experience. It's about the chemistry. It's about the work ethic. It's not just getting on stage or getting behind the camera and performing. It's just integrating yourself into, it's like work, you know. The more you put into it, the more you get out. And I think the directors see that, and they see past the fact that I haven't been classically trained. And they see my passion and my talent and my connection and dedication. So that's what I've heard, and that's what I feel.
You were in a nationally acclaimed play about Tamir Rice. Talk about that. Talk about that play for a moment, because that's a powerful play.
Yeah. Absolutely. That was...
the first time it was at Playwrights Local, right?
Yep.
And it was, is it objectively reasonable?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes. Objectively reasonable, community's response to the shooting of Tamir Rice. That piece was written by many local writers who interviewed community members and also people who knew Tamir. And also...
it was directed by Terrence Spivey.
It was directed by Terrence, yes.
Acclaimed Terrence Spivey, who we just had on the show.
Yes, I saw that.
Right. How did you like that show?
It was...
You loved it. Now let's go back to objectively reasonable.
Mr. Calhoun. Yeah, so that piece stuck with me. It sticks with me still. I sometimes I wake up and I sleep, you know, with the heartbreak of it all. And it's just, you know, reliving that story and telling that story. And one of the pieces I had was the interview that they did with his mother. And the way she spoke, it kind of made you feel like you were just at the kitchen table with her and her family. And she just told these really sweet stories about him. And it turned him into a human, you know, and not a story or a headline that you hear about on the news. And it was so important for me to just make sure that he was human in those moments. And it was a mother speaking of the love and the memory of her child. So yeah, that piece just, it stuck with me. I took it personal, and I remember being able to hug his mom and, I don't know, just telling her, thank you for having the courage to share your story, for having the, you know, being brave enough to be an activist now, and to say, you know, this has to be told, you know. So it was a good play, but it was a feel. It was more of a feeling, you know, than it was an experience. And for entertainment, it was a connection. It was a part of therapy and healing for the city. So I was happy to be a part of it.
So you graced the stage, and then you transitioned into film. And before I ask you some questions, I'm going to show the audience that we have our audience. This production is called Paradise, an award-winning film, and Ashley gave a memorable performance. So let's take a quick look at this clip of Paradise.
What you know about Junior Boy?
Junior boy? Oh, Junior boy, he cool. He look out, he share.
He been around here, what, 2 weeks? Where he just come from out the blue?
He come from City Central. He Candace Sweet Sarah.
Sweet Sarah been gone a long time.
Aw, come on, Top Cat, you too paranoid.
And I'm gonna stay that way, you better recognize. Shoot, my mama Dylan Breslin taught me that.
You going off the green? Come on, what we got?
We ain't got nothing.
Come on now, Top Cat. Me and Wooster seen you leave on the 59 early this morning. Ain't no way in the world you been gone that long and come back empty-handed. Now, come on.
You done said too much, Claridine. You keep on looking, you gonna be looking when you ain't even supposed to.
No, I got good vision. I see good, close, and far away.
Good. You can see your way on out.
Oh, no, come on, Top Cat. Just give me a little bit. I got clients tonight. Come on, man.
All you gonna do is give it to Sweetness.
No, I ain't either. I'm just gonna take a little bit off the top for me.
What, you wanna wind up like Fossey? No, Fossey was taking a little off the top and they found her in Walmart over there in Steelyard dumpster.
Well, Fossey ain't smart like me. I got a semester at CSU.
Man. Okay, CSU, man, you need to go. Bye.
Come on, man, talk it.
Man, I said go.
Yeah, well, I bet the COP ain't too keen on folks buying off of foreign turf and look for somewhere else to score.
Who gonna tell the COP? Who gonna be a little rat and talk to the COP? You gonna be a filthy little rat, Claridine?
Come on, now, Top Cat. You know I just play. Put that away, man. And I ain't no rat. I ain't no snitch. No, come on, Top Cat. Come on now. Put that away. I was just stating the fact.
And when it's a fact, I can slit your throat right now.
No, man, put that away. We girls. Come on, we cool. Come on, man. We go way back. Elementary school, middle school. Girl, we was co-captains of the St. Patrick Henry Elementary School. Remember that? Come on, tell me. Yonder, victory. Come on, Top Cat, do it. Come on.
You making this Patriot real nervous right now, Claridine.
Oh, no, Patriot. Ain't no need to get nervous. What's the COP?
So, do you have a preference, film or theater? And what's the difference? I'm gonna give you 2 questions because you can handle it.
I can't handle it. The difference is technique. And I think that film, there's not enough room for, you don't have a lot of space in film. Film is very particular. And theater isn't. Theater can be messy and unpredictable, and there's only one take. There's, again, there's that connection that you get in theater that you don't get on film. But film can go so far, and you can do so much. So they both have their pros and cons.
To be so young, you have a fabulous career. Actress, stage manager, director, films, plays. Do you have a preference in terms of acting or directing?
Oh man, I love directing. I love it. I really do. I didn't think I would, but I really enjoy. Again, it's something new. So I've obviously I've performed in more pieces than I've directed, but I would really like to explore directing. And as far as acting, I don't think I'll ever stop acting as long as I'm able to As long as someone wants me, I want to do it. I want to become better at it. But directing, I don't know. It's a new
And so
talent.
you had no formal training as a director, right?
Neither.
So who are some of the directors that you think you picked up, you emulate, or you saw things in them that you used when you were directing?
Spivey, definitely Terrence Spivey. He's an actor's director. He gets in there with you. I also love Christopher Johnston. The way he dissects a script is he's very professional in that, where he takes his time with the script just to make sure that he gets everything right. I really, really enjoyed being under him. And then your direction, I love, because you know exactly what you want, because you've been there, you've seen, you create these characters based off of events or people. So there's no guesswork, and it's very straightforward. So I try to incorporate all of that into my experience and into my technique as a director.
Name some plays that you've directed and in what theaters.
My very first play was Purses by Mary Weems.
Dr. Mary Weems.
Yes,
Yeah.
at Karamu House. Let's see, I directed at Firestone, most recently in 2019, performing high school arts.
The
Schoolgirls.
Schoolgirls,
yes.
Yeah.
I've directed some Playwright gym pieces at Alabama Theater. And I've directed some shorts at Convergence Continuum and another piece at last at Ensemble Theater. So I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I'm
you're getting there. You're getting your resume. You're getting your resume. People don't know your resume. You got to show them your resume. So what can we expect? What's going on with you in the future when you have time to settle Blaze down?
Yes.
And are you performing, or are you directing anything in the future?
Yes, right now I'm doing a piece, Our Lady of Common Sorrow, at Cleveland Public Theater. It opens the week of January 20th, runs 2 days, 20th and the 21st. It's written and directed by J. Deo Aliyah. It's a really powerful, fun piece. So yeah, if you're free, please check it out.
Check it out, and tell us again what that is again.
Our Lady of Common Sorrow,
Okay.
at Cleveland Public Theater, written and directed by J. Deo Aliyah.
And when?
It's January 2023, January 20th through the 21st.
Okay, and they can come out and see Ashley. Huh?
Yeah, for the first time in a long time. Everybody's seen me on Zoom. I do a bunch of Zooms, but I haven't been out much.
Do you have do you have a goal for yourself? Is there somewhere you want to be in, say, 5 or 10 years in theater or in film? Besides being in Hollywood, getting an Oscar, I'm sure.
I don't need Hollywood.
You don't need Hollywood?
I need Cleveland. I just want my people to show me love. I love me some Cleveland. I love local artists and talent. I want more of this. I want to, I loved working at the high school, so I would love to continue that, directing, and just these young adults, these young kids, they're ready. And I've seen that, so I'd love to be a part of that. But yeah, just more of this. Yep, that's it.
Well, hey.
What you got coming up?
You
got a role for me?
You know I got a part for you. I got a part for you in Longwood, Lady A. Let's just hope it all comes to pass.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it.
I love you so much, Mr. Calhoun.
I love
Thank
you as well. I want to thank my special guest, Ashley Aquilla, for hanging out with us today on Creative Focus. So that's it, Cleveland. We're out. But remember, a true artist is not only inspired, but inspires others. I'm Cornell Calhoun III for TV20 and Creative Focus. Until the next time becomes our time, be well, be safe.